I want to talk to you today about self-awareness and how much that can really make a huge difference in your response to situations when they happen. And I'm going to use myself as an example, and I'm also going to try to keep this short. Otherwise, this could turn into a full-fledged hour therapy session for me. But I want to be vulnerable about the things that I experience and go through, and also the ways that I am processing them better as somebody who now has a pretty lengthy history with meditation and tapping and self-discovery and other modalities of processing emotions that have really helped me to kind of rise up and not linger in the low vibe stuff that happens. So yesterday, I find out that my son has a end of year field trip gathering class party thing, parent organized, not school organized, that's happening today. I am not really awesome with processing last minute plans. I don't even like to take client appointments with less than 24 hours notice, because I lay out my week and I look at each day, like the day before it happens, figure out what's happening and try to wrap my head around it. With 4 kids, husband, 2 businesses, a house, life, all that stuff to manage, like there has to be a little bit of planning and effort. So last minute stuff can sometimes really throw a kink in, although I also try to leave flexibility and room for it because I know that it's life. Anyway, so I see this thing the other day. The RSVP date has already passed. I haven't seen any emails for it before. And I'm feeling like really frustrated, like how did I miss this? And so I'm sending out emails. I'm trying to figure out, can we still go? Can we RSVP? What am I gonna do about the kids? It's not supposed to have siblings, like all these things. And it's already been kind of a frazzly day. My son had wanted to go get his haircut next week, and then he decided at the last minute he wanted to go yesterday. So I rearranged things to take him to get his haircut. There had been a lot of attitude from the kids yesterday. Like it was like a full moon day, but there was no full moon. Like they were hitting each other, they were throwing things, they were not listening, they were not following rules, they were like wild heathens. And I just did not have any more kindness left in me, really. But I was not like exploding or anything. I was just really feeling run down by the day. And you know, that can lead you to focus on the lack of things instead of all the good that's going on in your life. And that's kind of where I was going. I was kind of in this downward spiral. So we sit down to dinner. I'm trying to get my teenager's attention, and like he's not even responding. He's like up in his bedroom. I'm like, hey, you can come down for dinner. And my husband tried to get his attention, nothing. Turns out he was like asleep on his bed. But like I like texted him, I called him. I'm like, I don't even know where he is. But I'm like, we're just gonna proceed with dinner. And the other, 3 kids are at the table, and they're taking turns like getting up to like hit each other and throw stuff, and they're like, it was just ridiculous. And I picked up an avocado to slice some to put on my burrito bowl, and the knife went kind of like unexpectedly through the avocado in a place I wasn't expecting it, with my hand on the other side. I didn't get myself, but I scared myself, and I just lost it. I just started to cry, and I could feel the tears coming down my face. I almost feel like it's gonna happen now. And I was just like, guys, I'm sorry, I can't anymore. I need to just go be by myself right now. And I excused myself from the table, and I just went in my office, and I just, I started tapping and just trying to figure out and release whatever was going on. But my point in talking about self-awareness is that the old me, the less aware me, would have just said, my kids are driving me crazy. I would have, blamed, nobody tell me what's going on at school. I have no idea, blah, 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 blah. There would have been blame. There would have been accusations. There would have been falsehoods, really. And it would have all been about, the kids and the plans and things like that. But with self-awareness comes recognition that there's so many other things playing into that. And I was able to sit there and just kind of get one with myself and realize how many things I was trying to handle and why I was feeling so just pushed to the edge. PMS, and recognizing it is that time of the month that, the emotions, the tears come easy, just things are just, it's a little harder to stay centered and grounded for like a 48 to 72 hour period for me when I'm in that. And I knew I was in it. So I recognized that. The whole thing with the field trip, my fifth grader, who is 4, this is his first year at a new school, and he's never stepped foot in the school, been virtual all year. And I'm very much an introvert. I love socializing with people, but it kind of takes something out of me. And knowing that there's this event and there's like 100 people going, and I haven't been to anything that's had that many people in well over a year. And also, I don't know any of them. Like, I'm looking down the guest list, and other than recognizing some names from emails, like, I don't know any of these moms. I have no mom tribe at this school. So it's kind of like the whole, like, I feel like the new kid at school taking him to this event. And that is a bit of an anxiety trigger for me. And then I also get worried for him because I'm like, he's only seen these kids virtually. Like, how is it going to be in person? And, I get a little bit worried for that. So I was recognizing that. And then I was, processing that it's a change. It's like my whole Wednesday is getting turned on its head. There's now this picnic, and I signed up my 4-year-old for a class that kind of overlaps with the picnic time, and I'm the only one that can handle it. So we got to go to the picnic, but leave early so that I can get home. I had to figure out care for the kids. Thank God my, 16-year-old was like, I got it, I'll help you. So that they can be fed and taken care of while I take the 5th grader to the thing and then come back to take the 4-year-old to his thing. And then I have my own thing tonight, and somewhere we got to have dinner in there. Husband's got it. Awesome. But it's just rearranging all the pieces at the last minute is a little bit stressful for me. So I recognized that. Okay. And it wasn't just, and I also recognized, a fear in myself that I had dropped the ball. And of course, when I looked at my email, there were other mentions of this event and things. It's just, I get hundreds of emails every day, and I don't always read them all. And so often the stuff from school throughout the year has been not really that important because we're not really doing anything. So it hasn't gotten my utmost attention. So I was feeling like I fell short and I missed an opportunity for my son and, all that. So I recognized all of those different things. I tapped on all of them, and I felt so much better. And I even said to my husband this morning, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't like my best hour last night, my best day. But I'm really proud of myself that I was able to recognize that it wasn't, the kids driving me crazy or anything. It was, it was old fears and beliefs. It was current stuff. It was the fact, there was more on top of that. Like, that wasn't all of it. I get a little bit anxious and out of sorts when summer's approaching because there's such a shift in schedule, and I lose my normal work hours and things like that aren't really that normal to begin with, honestly, because I work from home. But they change, and everything I have to refine my footing. And then I also get nervous when it's time to go back to school because the schedule changes so much. So I just feel like I'm always trying to get my feet back underneath of myself from like May to October. And so I'm trying to recognize that. And then for whatever reason, my husband always ends up going on these like longer trips for work during the summer. Again, it's not his fault, and they're on the calendar and there's time, but I get a little sad when I'm like, oh, it's summertime and we're all going to be home and together. And then he's gone for, these like 3 to 5 day segments multiple times throughout the summer. And then it's kind of like, we have like a couple of weeks for vacation and it starts to feel like there's less time to enjoy it together. And that also can start to like raise a feeling of stress or lack within me. So I was able to shift that, and I was able to look at every one of the things that was a problem, every one of the things that was causing stress, and see the good in it, and see, this isn't a problem. There's so much good in each of these problems, to be invited to social functions, to have things to celebrate with my, son graduating from elementary school, to, have awesome businesses that I need to carve time out to take care of and that I really love working in, to have summer to enjoy with my boys, and that we're all healthy and be able to enjoy it together, and we have cool plans and everything else. And to know that, this fall is the first time that all 4 of my boys, hopefully, between the pandemic and everything else, hopefully everything will be normal-ish this fall. They'll be back in school, and I will finally have time to really call my own several days a week when they're all in school during the same time. It's crazy. So there's really so much good stuff, but it was really all coming at me in ways that it was hard to process it as quickly as I needed to. And awareness allows you to see that And coping mechanisms allow you to deal with it and get out of it so much quicker. Like, I'm ready to enjoy this day now. I'm hoping to meet and make friends with a few moms. I'm hoping to watch my son enjoy himself and to see him flourish with his class that he hasn't been able to be with all year. My nose itches. I'm looking forward to seeing my 4-year-old enjoy his first, organized class. He's going to like a ninja class, just like his 7-year-old brother goes to, and he can't wait. So many things that are good here. So just wanted to put that in perspective for you if you're having a day like that, or a month like that, or a year like that, or a life like that, and encourage you to find ways to process things and to get more self-aware so that you can respond better when things get a little crazy.